Hi, my name is Denise Grupp-Verbon, and I'm the Internship Manager for the School of Liberal Arts at Owens Community College in Toledo, Ohio. My presentation is called Preparing Community College Students for Internship Success. The value of internships is well proven. The National Association of Colleges and Employers recommends the following definition of the term internship. An internship is a form of experiential learning that integrates knowledge and theory learned in the classroom with practical application and skills development in a professional setting. Internships give students the opportunity to gain valuable applied experience and make connections in professional fields they are considering for career paths, and give employers the opportunity to guide and evaluate talent. Internships are particularly important for students in a 2-year program, especially when they are entering their careers as soon as possible after graduation. People have assumptions about community college in general, inspiring us to foster internship success while sharing the value of community college with the community. You may have heard of the End CC Stigma campaign, which started a couple of years ago. It was begun by our former president of our college. The profile of many community college students include those who are first generation, which means neither parent has a 4-year degree. They're on a limited income. They're often employed full-time. They're often single parents. Usually and often, they're recipients of grants or financial aid. They have minimal parental support or mentorship. They're not particularly resourceful, and they may have weak soft skills, such as critical thinking and problem solving, the ability to collaborate and lead, adaptability, initiative, communication, and so on. Because of some or all of the above, many community college students are unprepared for an internship or even for their first experience in the professional workplace. Preparation for students begins on the first day they start classes. The idea is that they gain experience, which may be part of their internship responsibilities. One of the first assignments they receive in Music Business 1 in the fall is to establish a blog or portfolio page documenting their experiences in the program. By the time they apply for their internship in the 3rd semester of their degree, they have posted many samples of their work to create their resume and share their talents and experiences with the internship host. The first blog page assignment is to simply establish a customized address, post a photo, and a short bio about themselves. Another assignment in that first semester is to create a LinkedIn page. Some of the requirements included in that are that they should connect with 10 people, follow at least one professional company, and join at least one group. When students in the class say, "Well, I don't know 10 people to connect with," I tell them to look around the room and they'll say, "Oh, I guess I do know 10 people to connect with." If you're not familiar with it, if you just Google LinkedIn for college students, they provide a lot of resources that are really helpful for kids that are creating their page for the first time. Students in our programs also take a professions class, such as Professions of Music or Broadcast Professions and Careers. They learn about preparing their first resume, how to save it and use it in Microsoft Word. They have a mock interview experience. They learn how to research a company in their field, how to find information about the company and their employees, which actually also helps them when they're getting ready for their internship. Another opportunity that we've established is actually a Facebook page group called Owens Artist Connection. And Owens Artist Connection is a page where students can request to be part of the group, and we post jobs, one-time jobs, internships, various opportunities that are in the fields of technology in our department giving them an idea of what might be available. We have a lot of members of that group who are graduates from our program, and some who aren't even part of that program who just want to see what we post there. Throughout their years with us, their 2 years, students participate in a variety of experiential learning activities. These experiences help students prepare their portfolio, resume, blog, and portfolio page. Through these various practical experiences, they have exposure to professionalism, organizing, networking, and relationship building skills. In their first semester, they promote and host a student ensembles concert series on campus, which also may include faculty recitals. This provides them with the practical experience of working with performers and guests. In addition, this class collaborates with the first semester graphic design class in the Commercial Art Technology program. And the Commercial Art class develops promotional materials such as posters, postcards, banners for Facebook, and other social media material. And so the students in the Music Business 1 class become the clients of the students in the graphic design class. And a vote is taken by the students in the classes, and someone's poster is used to promote the entire series. They also provide live sound, and they record all of those concerts in that series, giving them that opportunity, particularly with the live experience. And also, students have the ability to be certified in the Dante 1 and 2 system. We have the Dante system throughout our building, offering some additional recording opportunities as well. In March of 2016, we established a student-run radio station called Owens Community College Radio. It is an online radio station that runs 24/7, and it is run and designed by students. It began as a project for the music business students. In fact, a music business intern before the radio station began did the research about how to do that, and communicating with other radio stations run by colleges was an interesting project. But students that participate in OCCR Radio can produce their own radio programs. They can do live remote appearances. They can appear at various campus events. They can participate in World College Radio Day. They can do a live broadcast from just about anywhere. They can also make their own programs. An example of a program one student created was called the Morning Espresso Show, which was a talk show where he and his friends sat and talked about current events and whatever else they wanted to share. Also, the broadcast media students, through the Owens Outcome Student Media Center YouTube page, last year live streamed women's home volleyball games, and also professional concerts and faculty recitals on campus were live streamed on the YouTube channel. Internship Success. Communicating inspirations to future interns. These are two quotes that I like very much and I wanted to share with you. There's an excellent book by Emily White called Interning 101. If you do not know it, you might like to look for it. One of her statements in the book, which is so excellent, she says, as an intern, make yourself indispensable while simultaneously observing and immersing yourself in the field. I thought that was a nice inspiration. And an article that I found by Trossett, McCormick, and Leatham provides this sentence. Studies have found that employers place more weight on experience, including internships, than on academic credentials. And I think some of these thoughts help students realize the value of the internship, and it's not just something that's required, but something that's going to be very useful for their futures. I have placed interns that have been hired by the company where they did their internship. Of course, that happens. I encourage students from the beginning to do what I call just say yes. There are so many things happening in the community and on campus where they can get experiences. They can exhibit at student shows. They can go on field trips and participate in performances and guest lectures. They could be on the cast or crew of a student theater production. Maybe that includes an experience with some lighting or sound even. There's so many on-campus events that they can network for or collaborate with other students, both inside and outside of their degree program. Music business students also produce a concert series. They start working with it in their second semester, and the series itself is presented in their third and fourth semester. It's called Accent on the Arts, and they design, book, promote, and present this professional concert series, which brings in performers, national and regional performers, to our campus. We also, as much as we can, go on field trips. We're very fortunate that we are only 2 hours from Fort Wayne, Indiana, where I'm sure you know Sweetwater Sound is located. And Sweetwater is very accommodating. They take the kids on a tour and show them all the aspects of the company and what they do. And then we sit down and have lunch, and they tell us about the different career options at Sweetwater Sound. And that's really a great experience. This photo is from a field trip from last year. We also, a couple years ago, went to Third Man Records in Detroit, Michigan, where they press vinyl. And that was really interesting. And here's a photo from that experience for you to see as well. The next slide shows a workstation of a student at a radio station called Yes FM. He didn't send me a picture of himself, but he sent a picture of his workstation. And the one on the right is a student at Reverend Guitars, which is in a suburb of Toledo. And she was kind of a communications intern for them, and she developed their email newsletter. And this photograph is from her last day at that internship. The next photos are students at Cedar Creek Church, which is a large church that has 5 or 6 different branches, and they have live musicians at every service during their weeks. And our interns there will produce sound, sometimes lighting, and sometimes a little bit of video for them. The photograph in the middle is from a local, very busy recording studio called Stone Soup Recording Studio. And the photo on the right is a young man who did an internship at a nonprofit theater in Toledo called the Ohio Theater. I actually had to twist his arm to choose this internship. He wanted something else. I said, Tom, I think you should try this location. And he did everything from sound, lighting, building stages, tearing down stages. He sold tickets. He sold popcorn. He did everything that you have to do at a small nonprofit. And he's now full-time in the audio-visual department at the local Hollywood casino. Another experiential project that we have is every other March we have a networking fair and symposium. We bring in keynote speakers and people from the industry to share what they do, and short workshops about how to use software, and what they share things that they do when you do an internship at their site. And everyone is invited. We often bring high school students in. It's a little bit of a recruitment tool, but the networking fair and symposium is a big project, but very, very cool. We also, of course, bring guest speakers into our classrooms. Some samples include the executive director at the Downtown Historical Theater. The vice president of the local sound and lighting company always comes to my Music Business 1 class to talk to them about what they do. It's called Great Lakes Sound and Lighting. We've also had announcers and producers and on-air talent from local Buckeye Sports Cable Network come in and talk to students about what they do. And of course, we've seen guests from iHeartMedia come in and tell about their engineering duties at the radio station. The next slide I wanted to share are a couple of photographs of an intern from this past spring. His name is Cornell Rice, who did his internship at Glass City Radio in downtown Toledo. And he got to write copy. He did some on-air talent. He answered phones. He developed things for social media. He even did some graphic things for social media. He had a very good variety of experiences at Glass City Radio. So, as you know, through the various practical experiences, students have exposure to professionalism, organizing, networking, and relationship building skills, which help them to prepare for their internships. I thank you for listening, and I look forward to discussion and questions.